That's pretty big. I'm seeing the Google Hangout line pop up, and I have two windows open here. And who was on the other line? Hey, it's my co-host, Sal. How you doing? Sal?
Hello.
Hey, the number one heel in podcasting. Sal, how you doing?
I've had a very interesting week this week.
Yeah. Well, we'll wrap up with Mike, and then we'll come over to you, Sal, and we'll discuss what's going on with you. Mike, thank you so much for taking the time out to come on and helping me out this morning. Between you and Kyle, I'm not quite sure how I would have gotten through the first 20 minutes of this show. I'm not going to lie.
Should have guests on, fill up the time until Sal comes back.
It wouldn't be the first time I had to do this in the past. It's happened before. So, thank you, Mike, for coming on the show.
Nothing wrong with being a substitute co-host.
Hey, on this show, you never know. So, thank you so much, Mike. I will talk to you later on, and we'll get on together later on. Closer to the beginning of the season, we'll do a full preview.
All right, sounds good to me.
All right, talk to you later, dude.
All right, bye, guys.
All right, bye. Let me close that window. All right. While we're waiting for Sal to get back here, he's so many things going on in the real world today. So, what were we talking about before Mike came on the line? Oh, yeah, we're talking about Henry Cavill. So, let's go back to the entertainment stuff. We both saw some movies in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So, Kyle, you actually went to go see Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Yes.
So, why don't you tell us, how was the movie without going too spoilerific? How was the movie?
Just as good as the original, in my opinion.
So I never saw Ant-Man. I'm not going to lie. I never had a chance to see Ant-Man.
It's basically very funny, very exciting. You actually have very interesting villains this time. Sort of like an anti-villain, more or less, but yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
And you get a nice little tidbit of what happened with Ant-Man and that during the events of Infinity War.
Well, that's good. That's cool. That's good to know. So, give me a rating for this movie out of 5. What do you think?
4.
4? 4 out of 5? That's actually not bad at all for a Marvel movie that's not Infinity War.
Yeah.
That's not bad at all, actually. Yeah. I got to see Christopher Robin in the last week or two.
Okay.
And I must say, I did not know what to expect going into this movie. I was iffy because I love Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
And I love Winnie the Pooh. So for me, I'm going in saying, okay, this is going to be awesome, but lenient. CJ and Mandy wanted to see it. We saw it. And you know what? I was very, very surprised on how really, really good it was. Because they actually tied everything together where they explained the history of Christopher Robin and Winnie the Pooh and then had him grow up. And people say it's like Hook is Winnie the Pooh. And I have to agree. That was actually, and I'm going to probably get hit for this. I'm not the hugest fan of Hook. I'm not. I like it. It's not the hugest fan of it. So I will say I actually like this movie better. I have more of attachment to Winnie the Pooh than Peter Pan, so that may have something to do with it. I want to applaud one person who's on this show a couple times. Jim Cummings him and Brad Garrett steal the show for me in this movie. Because Jim Cummings obviously played Winnie the Pooh and Tigger. And it's almost like he said, the direction was, take Winnie the Pooh and Tigger, add like 20 years, and make them just weirder and funnier. And that's what happened. That's what they did. Like, it's so fucking hysterical.
And there's this little meme going around that I thought was great, where the Pooh on Christopher Robin's workbench looking at him. It is too late, Christopher Robin. I have the high ground.
That is very funny. But it became a thing. Like, you're watching the movie, and I'm like, wow, Jim Cummings is amazing because he made it work. He made this work. And also, whoever had the idea of casting Brad Garrett as Eeyore is one of the most brilliant bit choices I've ever heard, because he did an amazing job with Eeyore, which could have easily been a tough character to pull off.
Yeah.
But the fact that they did this and did it with layers, they made Eeyore more of a three-dimensional character in any version of Eeyore I've ever seen. Like, it was absolutely incredible.
Now, who do they have playing Piglet?
I don't remember. I'm looking up real fast. But I know those are the two standouts for me.
Because I know John Fiedler's dead.
Yeah. Let me look it up real fast. I will say, though, like I said, the Brad Garrett, for me, I did not know what to expect. And it was the first time in a very long time, since maybe the original Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah.
Because they have trouble. They was a problem with Eeyore. Because Eeyore's hard to write. It really is really hard to write that character without being overly depressed. So the fact that they were able to pull this off with the comedy, they did deadpan comedy with Eeyore. Like, how do you pull that off? It was well done. I mean, because of who playing it. I mean, I'm looking up the cast right now because I don't remember. By the way, Haley Atwell, I love Haley Atwell so much. She played Christopher Robin's wife in this movie, so well done. To answer your question, though, the voices. Here we go. Here we go.
I was gonna say lucky.
Jim Cummings.
I was gonna say lucky bastard. He got married to Peggy Carter.
Exactly. That's what I was thinking. Jim Cummings, obviously. Brad Garrett, Eeyore. Nick Muhammad played Piglet.
Oh. So
very good casting there. Peter Capaldi played Rabbit. Sophia, I can't pronounce this one. Sophia Kondo played Kanga. Yeah. Toby Jones played Owl. And Sarah Sheen played Roo. Fantastic casting, like all the way around. And the fun part was that they did this is not giving anything away. They open it up with remember the old school Winnie the Pooh before Disney took over, like the old school books that all drawing. They opened up with that.
Yeah, the A.A. Milne.
Yeah, they opened with that, and then they explained the history with the books before jumping to the future. Like they explained everything, but they did it in old school graphics, old school writing, the storybook pages. Yeah. It was so cool to bring you back into this world. Like, we're playing by these rules, and you're going to deal with it.
Well, there's one question that I'm wondering. Did they manage to somehow work in Kenny Loggins' House at Blue Corner?
No, they probably didn't want to license it. They probably didn't want to deal with it because it's an older song.
Which is really, really sad because that would have actually fit in so well.
I just think it wouldn't have fit this story. It would not have fit this story. Because this story is completely different from that song. They were trying something different here.
Okay.
I understand what you're saying, but it would not have fit the story at all. That's just my personal opinion. So, overall, though, I really enjoyed it. So, I'm going to give this one a 4.5. I'm not going to hit the best movie of the year for me, but I really enjoyed it.
Okay. Now, I was going to say, though, we have Haley Atwell and Toby Jones. So, we have Peggy Carter and Arnim Zola Yeah.
Exactly. And overall, though, I was applauding them because overall it was actually well done. Very well done. And good job, Disney. You had me worried about this one. Good job. And damn you, Disney, though. I'm going to have to see Mary Poppins in December. I did not want to, but now I'm going to have to. So, Disney, you're doing your job right because you're making me want to see all these damn movies that I was not planning on seeing.
Now they just rehired James Gunn. That'd be great.
That's the whole different... Oh, yeah, while we're here, because I never got your opinion on that. What's your opinion on James Gunn's situation?
Considering the fact that he's actually matured as a person and never actually hurt anybody... They really dropped the ball on that one. Not to mention the fact that, as Bobcat Goldthwait pointed out, James Woods has said a lot of worse stuff, and he hasn't been punished by Disney for it.
True. It was one of those things where I understand where they were coming from, because in WWE they're dealing with a couple of people. I think it was Cedric Alexander, who's the Cruiserweight champion, and I don't remember the other person who was dealing with this issue. That there was some old tweets from when they were younger that came up. And they quickly squashed it. They said, look, I was in my 20s. I made mistakes. And the WWE, being what they are, did not jump down and throat and fire them. You know what I mean? They didn't do that. Because they realized they were younger, they made mistakes, and they owned up to it. James Gunn did the same exact thing. He's not been fired. He did the exact same thing.
And not to mention the fact that consider the source that dug these up, a right-wing conspiracy blogger who dug this up because he's a big critic of Donald Trump.
True. I know. That's a good point. It's how this all started. But it's just... I thought Disney would be better than this. I'm not going to lie. I really did think they'd be better than this. Yeah,
basically it's because of this that Bobcat Goldthwait, for that new Disney villains exhibit, requested that his voice be removed for it.
Really? Yeah. Wow. I have to applaud, by the way, everyone from the Guardians that did not waver. Yeah. They did not waver. And Dave Bautista, by the way, can I applaud Dave Bautista as a human being?
Yeah.
Because he doesn't give a fuck. He called out Vince McMahon when he was working for WWE, and he called out fucking Disney. He's contracted by the company, and he's on his Twitter account calling them out for being hypocrites. Can I say that's fucking amazing? You know, all the way around. Like, who does that shit? Who has the balls to do that? Dave Bautista, apparently.
Okay, now here. I've got the post from Instagram.
Go for it.
That, see, now if I could just get to show up.
Is this the group? Is it that group message?
Oh, it
Or
was
something else.
Oh no, it was the message that he put out in support of James Gunn.
Yeah, Dave Bautista's amazing. Go ahead.
But yeah, not Batista, Bobcat Goldthwait.
Okay.
Because this is great. I love James Gunn. He's a loyal friend, super talented, passionate, and kind. I wanted to say something, so here it is. Dear Disney, I would hate for you to come off as hypocritical, so I'm suggesting that you remove my voice from an attraction that's coming to your park. It's called World of Color Villainous, and I reprise the role of Pain, a role I played in Hercules. You see, here's the deal. Years ago, I made a lot of sarcastically shocking and offensive jokes. Many that I'm embarrassed about now, and I hate to make you guys look bad seeing that I'm openly critical of the president and his administration, and you seem to be taking your lead from some of his radical fringe supporters. I think James Woods may have recorded a voice for this new attraction, too. Why not check out some of his wacky past tweets? They're a hoot! For the record, I do stand with survivors of sexual abuse, and I was wondering if you guys are still making money off of your movie Powder. Asking for a friend.
Ooh.
Thanks, Bobcat.
Ooh, he went there.
Just a second. I believe that would be a mic drop.
That is definitely a mic drop. So, I will say, Kyle, thank you so much for stepping in at the very last minute to be my damn co-host today.
No problem.
Because we're going to go into the wrestling world in a minute. But my actual co-host is finally here. The top heel in podcasting. Yes. Sal, how you doing?
Don't ask.
I'm asking because you're 35 minutes late. So explain to our audience what the hell went on this morning.
Well, okay, so let's start with Saturday. So I go into work on Saturday, and my senior assistant quits on me on the spot. So now I'm down a manager. So now I'm working like 60, 70-hour work weeks until I could find a replacement. Yes, I got put into a bag for saying hello, not even joking. And then I get out of work after a 13-hour shift, and I have a flat tire. So I drive to the nearest whatever. I put air in my tire just to get me through. I just barely make it home. And it took me 40 down, and you saw the picture. My tire was just completely shredded at that point. Yeah, it's been a week.
Yeah, that's screwed up, dude. So the funny part is you called me last night to explain the tire situation, and I'm like, well, we could always just do the show from the car place, which would not be the strangest thing we've done. In there. That would not have been the strangest thing we've done on this show. Any level. No. So, before we get out of the wrestling, there is one thing I wanted to bring up to you, because this is your related.
Oh, I haven't watched.
What was that?
Spoilers I haven't watched.
You know what? I'm a little behind myself. But as of when you've actually watched, who's winning Big Brother this year?
Okay, so I'm literally like 5 episodes behind. But now, granted, keep in mind I haven't watched in almost 2 weeks. But if Tyler doesn't win, I would be upset. But then again, seeing the trend from the past, 3-4 seasons, the person that deserves it never wins. So it's probably going to be JC or something.
No, I don't want JC to win. No, please. Don't have JC win. Have him get the hell out of the house at double eviction night for all I care. Just get JC out of this damn house. I don't hate him as much as I hated Rockstar, but just get him out of this damn house. He annoys the shit out of me. He really does annoy me.
Yeah.
On a lot of levels.
He was cute at first, but yeah, now he's a nuisance.
He really is. It's like, okay, I get it. You're short and you're gay. I get it. Just stop talking. I don't understand what you're saying half the damn time. Just stop. I get why you're here. Just stop it. That might be like the most wrong thing I'm going to say all day. That might be the most wrong thing I'm going to say all day right there. Just stop giving me shit. All right. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to hit the wrestling intro. I kind of got a message from Dad that he might be joining us in about 30 seconds, too. Who knows? The way the show's been? Who the hell knows what's going to happen at this point? Kyle, thank you so much. This is really cool. We're going to go on the wrestling. I know you're not a wrestling guy, so I figured I'll let you check out here and say your goodbyes.
All right, goodbye.
Yeah, so thank you so much, Kyle, for coming on. This was fun. So you missed Mike coming on to do sports with us. That was fun. So that was interesting for a half hour. He's calling me from his car too. So everyone's everywhere else. Literally, Kyle texts me as I'm doing the intro. Do you need my help? I didn't text him back. Please get up here, please. Oh man. So that's been the